Yo. So, today I checked out Marvel's latest movie, Avengers Infinity War. This was the big one. The one that they've been building to pretty much ever since the beginning, or ever since the first Avengers movie. This was what they were building to all the time, throughout all of Phase 2 and Phase 3. This was it. And you know what? While the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, people can take or leave, this one, I thought, it lived up to the hype. The, the essential idea of it, Thanos, the Mad Titan, he's got his hands on the Infinity Gauntlet and he's going around looking for the Infinity Stones, and he aims to wipe out half the universe to kind of bring balance to it, committing mass genocide so that a few people might live. That's the madness he is. It requires the work of almost every Marvel hero that they had available in order to stop him. And you know what? It's just a ball. It's fun to watch. And the first thing I admit when I came out of the cinema that I said was, wow. Just wow. Because this lived up to the hype as much as it could. This was the culmination, and while they have got other things planned after phase 4, this was what it was all going to, and it's just a ball to watch. I mean, yeah, there are going to be a few spoilers in here, I just warn you, because I will admit, throughout some of the movie, it kind of felt like you were watching two separate movies. Like, you would go with one set, which seemed to feature Iron Man, Spider-Man, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of in one location, and then you would switch to another part, which had Captain America, War Machine, Black Widow, Falcon, Vision, and Scarlet Witch, and Black Panther as well, which the two didn't actually meet, but I will admit, first 5 minutes or so into the movie, when Thanos' forces arrived on Earth and started doing everything, I admit I was beaming. And while I have heard it before, I don't think I've ever watched a movie where I heard so many people laughing at the same time. Just, there are scenes of comedy, especially with Peter Parker and Star-Lord. Yeah, Peter Parker and Peter Quill, both of them cracking jokes and references. I just heard people laughing all the way through. And you know what? It's downright brilliant. I mean, in terms of... I'll let you in on a secret here. While I can be a little bit pessimistic in certain aspects of my life, usually with movies I prefer the optimistic movies. Optimism where the heroes win and the bad guys are defeated. I admit that there are one or two exceptions that I will admit where the bad guys technically do win that I do think are good, such as Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back being one of them, but this is another movie where technically the bad guy at the end, he wins, and while it's technically these two Avengers movies are in two parts, it's actually perfect that he wins. The way they set it up, it's just the way he leaves it. It's very open ended, and it feels like wow, just wow. As I said, spoilers ahead here, but the amount of characters that he kills off, even I was surprised at how many he ended up killing off. I mean, there are some that I think some that need to come back, and others that I quite like to come back. I mean, for example, for looking towards the future, it seems unlikely that Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, or Thor will survive the next movie. I mean, spoiler alert, they weren't killed off in this movie, but it seems likely that the three might meet their end towards it. But then there were a whole load of characters who killed off that I think could be brought back. I mean, the two sets that I feel have to come back, have to be resurrected in some fashion in the next movie, were Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and quite a lot of the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of, by the end of it, the only one we're actually left with is Rocket, which is a very sad scene. But yeah, I mean, those two sets I feel kind of have to be resurrected in some fashion because they've got movies slated for Phase 4. I mean, things may change around, but I think it would be rather strange if they didn't find a way to resurrect those sets. Others that I kind of would like to see resurrected would be kind of like Doctor Strange and Black Panther, mainly because I feel they could mine a couple more stories out of them. I do feel they would be good ones to bring back. I also wouldn't be totally against it if they brought back Scarlet Witch. I mean, with her, hers is kind of one of the weaker ones that I wouldn't be overly sad if they didn't bring it back, but it would be nice if they did. But yeah, the ones who I think have to be brought back are Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the ones that I think ideally should be brought back are Doctor Strange and Black Panther. Apparently there was kind of a lot of hoo-ha during when this movie was being marketed that Hawkeye was nowhere to be seen, but it's kind of stated kind of in the middle of the movie that he and Ant-Man are both taking a leave of absence in order to look after their families, which I do kind of feel maybe if they had been included it would have been a bit too cluttered. And I'll admit, there's a post-credit scene where they tease kind of another character, I won't say it, but I'll be honest, with Marvel movies, I've usually been kind of okay not seeing a post-credit scene. I mean, there are a few that I have stuck around for, but yeah, I admit that kind of previous ones I didn't sit through. I just kind of left when the kind of credits, the mid-credits stinger, I'd wait around for that and then kind of leave afterwards. But this one, I stuck it through, I sat through, and I do think it's quite a nice nod towards one of their future movies. So yeah, do I think this is a good film? Oh yeah. They've been building to it for so long, you can't not see it, and it gets me all the more hyped for the fourth Avengers movie, where hopefully they might be able to do something towards stopping Thanos. Until then, well, I refer to a line from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Where do we go from here? What now?